Hello, I hope you guys are all doing great. This is the nail art design we're going to be working on today. Let's get started. I started off this design by applying a black French tip manicure. Followed by that, I'm going to be using a makeup sponge to apply white nail polish over the very tips of my black French tip manicure. I'm going to apply the white nail polish over the edge of my makeup sponge. Next, I'm going to go over the very tips of my nail, only applying it to the very tips, as light as I can. Now, little by little, I'm going to bring it down halfway. Next, I'm going to be applying this glitter polish by Sinful Colors called Smoking Hot over my French tip manicure area. I'm going to start with the very tips, and little by little I'm going to bring it down towards the black part of the French manicure. But most of the concentration, you want it to be over the very tips where we sponged the white. This is the background we're going to be working with. To make the flowers, I'm going to be using a big size dotting tool, and I'm also going to be using a brush to drag in the flowers. It was just an easier way of me creating these flowers. This is the brush brand and size I'm going to be using, along with white acrylic paint. I'm going to begin by dotting a 5-dotted flower over the corner of my French manicure. I'm going to come a little bit higher and I'm going to be adding 3 dots. This is going to be a half flower. Using my brush, I'm going to bring everything towards the center. Every single one of the little dots we made, I'm going to bring them in towards the center. The top ones, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to bring them in towards the center. I'm going to come a little bit higher and I'm going to be creating a leaf shape. Under the big flower we made, I'm also going to be placing another leaf shape. I'm going to be dragging the center of the leaf coming in, and I'm going to do the same thing to the bottom leaf. Going to my flower, I'm going to begin rounding off each of the flower petals. And for this, you have to wait for the paint to be a little bit dry, not too wet, not too dry. So I'm just going to round off each of my flower petals, and I'm just going to leave a tiny little space. And if it's easier for you to do this with a marbling tool, that can work just as great. So I'm going to be doing this to all of the flower petals. I've zoomed you in so you can see exactly what I'm doing. All I'm doing is removing from all around each of the flower petals and bringing it in towards the center. This just gives the flower a little bit more dimension. So all I'm doing is exactly that to all of the flower petals. Before I go in and add the rhinestones, I'm just going to be creating a little pattern of little dots going downward. I'm also going to be outlining the French manicure with dots, and the very side corner just with whatever dots you can fit in there. I'm going to place top coat in the center of my flowers. I'm going to dip my marbling tool and I'm going to pick a 2 mm size rhinestone and place it right in the center of my flower. The top one and the bottom one, both of them. Your last step is just to apply your top coat sealing in your design. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and try out this nail art design using your favorite colors. Be safe and I'll see you next time. Bye!